안녕하세요, 여러분. 저는 86지구 주 하원의원 아이린신입니다. 저는 마크 킴만큼 한국어가 잘 안 돼서 전 영어로 할게요. I was just joking that my Korean isn't nearly as good as Delegate Kim's, so I'm going to speak in English. And I want to say thank you so much for being here. 여기 오시고 너무 정말 감사합니다. 그리고 여태까지 저 2년 동안 절 응원해주고 후원도 해주시고 지지도 해주시는 분들 정말 너무 감사하게 생각하고요. I'm really grateful for all of you being here. I first wanted to say thank you to CADNO, to Sarah and to Sylvia 회장님 for putting this together, putting this event together. It's been really helpful to have your support over the years, and I am very grateful for it. I also want to thank my mom, as Mr. Moon so gracefully did. My mom helped put all of this food together. She made sure everyone has snacks because in very Korean mom fashion, she worries about people being fed. I've also got my husband who's been helpful in also putting this together and putting up with me, Peter. And then we've also got my campaign manager, Noor, who has been working day in and day out to make sure that the Democratic ticket and all of us can win in November. I thought I'd start a little bit with talking about how much of an honor it is to be in this room with Delegate Kim and with Mr. Moon, who were trailblazers. As the first Korean American elected in Virginia, Mr. Moon, and with Delegate Kim being the first immigrant ever elected in the General Assembly, they are true trailblazers, and I couldn't have done what I did if it weren't for them, and I can't emphasize enough how much of an honor it is to be on the ballot with Mr. Moon again. That is really just the honor of a lifetime for me, and so I want to say how grateful I am for the work that you all have done and the leadership you all have shown over the years to make this possible for me. And then I think about the candidates and the electeds I'm in this room with. I look at Saddam and Chris, who share similar stories as mine. I think about Delegate Tran, of course, who is also a trailblazer in her own right as one of the first AAPI women elected into General Assembly. And I think about how all of this work before me has made this possible for me and for us. But it's not lost on me that the rest of the work that we do now is going to determine who comes after us and what the rest of the future will look like. In the 2 years that I've been in Richmond, I have been lucky to serve with such an amazing cadre of colleagues, including the work that we've done at the AAPI caucus to make sure that we're centering inclusion, to fight back against AAPI hate, to make sure that we're talking about public education first and foremost, because I think for all of us, we recognize that public education is a great equalizer. And that's really what all of our families are in pursuit of here in America, right? It's the idea that we all have equal opportunity to succeed and pursue our hopes and our dreams for not just ourselves, but for those who come after us. And so I want to just keep this really brief and say that I'm grateful for all of you all being here today, taking time out of your busy schedule. I think Delegate Kim took the words right out of my mouth when he said we're very grateful for you showing up for the Korean American community. And I hope that the Korean American community will see that the Democratic ticket is the ticket that has been consistently showing up for our community. When we need help in Richmond, when we need help in Fairfax with Supervisor Kathy Smith, who represents Centerville and Chantilly, such huge hubs of Korean commerce and community, they have shown up time and time again. And so I think it's so important as we talk about 16 days till election day. You might have knocked doors, you might have donated, you might have made phone calls, but the next 16 days is where it's really going to count. Making sure that you tell your neighbors about the elections and talking to them about the people who showed up for our community and how we can show up for them, because that's going to be how we build power for our community and for the Korean American community specifically. I'm really interested in how we can make sure that our voices are heard. I recently said that 우리의 투표가 우리의 목소리, right? And so I really believe that our votes are our voices, and we have to show up to make sure that we're not only electing an incredible Democratic ticket to continue to fight with us and alongside us for the policies that matter the most, but that we're continuing to elect elected officials who won't forget about us, who won't think of us as just a marginalized community, but know that they can center our voices and our needs and our priorities. And so I want to say thank you so much for being here, for all of your support over the last 2 years, and I hope that we can continue this partnership moving forward and to get all of my amazing colleagues elected this November. Thank you so much again.